So, Brittany.
Brandon.
So, we've known each other for a while now. About what, 4 years?
Oh my God, yeah.
I think it's been 4 years.
I think it's been 4 years.
Yeah. You, very recently I found out that you started an OnlyFans.
Correct. Yep,
Okay. And how long have you been doing that?
Well, I lost my job during COVID. So I was like, I need some kind of income.
Yeah.
Because I apparently didn't file my taxes correctly, so I couldn't get
It happens.
the unemployment money. I wasn't allowed to get money from the government. So I was like, okay, well, I'm screwed. So I was like, OnlyFans is a thing. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
So I was doing that by myself. I was my own manager for I think 4 months, and I was starting to get the hang of it, and I was starting to make a lot of money. Like I was on it every single day.
Yeah, and before that, you were just like working odd jobs.
Yeah, Hyde.
Hyde, yeah.
Go. Like the
Nightclubs
clubs, yeah.
in LA.
Yeah, trying to find like people to buy the tables and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was working way too much for like $700 on a paycheck every 2 weeks.
What?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
For working at Hyde?
Working at Hyde.
That's like a bougie club.
Exactly.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, I'm working way too hard for this amount of money. Like,
yeah.
And then when I started OnlyFans, I was like, oh my God, I literally just made in one day what I made in 2 weeks at Hyde. So I was like, okay, I'm addicted to this.
So yeah, when you started it, were you just like, okay, were you like unsure, like I don't know if this, because it's not like you're not like guaranteed like success on OnlyFans necessarily.
No, yeah.
So there's a lot of people on there that post and don't really make that much money, but so you were like, I don't know what's gonna happen here, and then it just exploded.
Yeah, well, I mean, before my Instagram got deleted, my old Instagram, I actually had a really good loyal fan base, and so when I announced that I had made an OnlyFans, they're like, they just all just scattered in and then just subscribed, and I was like, it was reassuring. I was like, okay, this for sure is going to work then, because if you have like a lower fan base, you're not going to get that many subs.
Yeah.
You know, so it worked out in my favor. Yeah, it worked out in my favor like big time.
Okay. So yeah, you carried that following over, and what do you like post on there? Because I know that it can be mainly anything. Some of it's more provocative. Some of it can be less. I
don't do anything like too crazy. It's more of like, I posted this picture on Instagram of me clothed, but go to my OnlyFans and see me take this piece of clothing off. Like,
got it. Okay.
Or like, this is behind the scenes. This is what I did today. And I'm talking to you like we're best friends or like we're dating. You know, like I want you to feel that intimacy. We are together. Yeah, intimate. You know, like and then every once in a while, you know, I just put the camera down there.
Give it a little show.
Give it a little show.
You know, show and tell.
Give him what he wants to see. And there's couples on there too.
Okay.
You know, that they're looking for a third, and they just, you know. Yeah.
Okay. So do you run in a couple, like, you don't know who your, like, you know, your following is, right? Necessarily? Is it anonymous?
For the most part, they're anonymous, but some do put their names on there. Okay. Or they don't have a picture of themselves, or they'll send you a picture of them. But like, I feel like most of the guys on there are like either married, and they're trying to keep a secret. You know what I mean? Like, this is like their kind of like getaway of like, I don't want to cheat on my wife, but I need something.
Yep. Like back in the day, it was like phone sex lines.
Exactly.
Like you call this lady and she'll, you know, talk to you sexy on the phone, but this is like
this is more personal. This is like, I really like Brittany and I want to see more of her.
How long did it take? Because I'm just gonna ask, how much do you make on there now? You don't have to say specifically if you don't want to, but
so when I had first started, I was making $6,000 a month by myself when I first started, and then it started progressing, and then I got a manager, and it went from like 15 to 20 to 30K a month, and it just kept getting higher and higher and higher. I think my best month I made like 70K a month.
Jesus Christ.
And so when I had just filed my taxes and they told me how much I made in a year, I was like, I beg your pardon?
Yeah.
I'm like, it didn't feel like I made that much, but I guess I did. So I think I 200,000.
Dang. In a year?
Yeah.
You made $200K in a year on OnlyFans, and you just...
I feel like I made more, though.
Probably. If you were making upwards to 70 a month.
Yeah. That was, like, my highest month ever. And I was like, wow, that was insane. I haven't hit that mark in a while, but I don't want this to be my forever job, you know? This is... I've never had money like this before because I like grew up very poor. So yes, I wanted to, you know, flaunt it, splurge a little bit, you know.
Well, you're saving. It's for later in life.
And I'm saving as well. And I also want to like keep that money, make as much as I can right now while it's still a thing. Yeah. Hold on to it and invest in it so I'm not like later in life, you know, until I can actually figure out what I want to do in life, whether that's like investing in properties, in Tennessee or something, because that's my hometown. You're not
just gonna splurge it, because I know a lot of people like I've heard stories of a lot of people that just like they get a load of money on OnlyFans and they buy like Lambos and just random shit.
It doesn't make any sense.
And it's like this is an opportunity. Like you're making this load of money. Like you should like what you're doing. Like you should save this and for later in life and invest in because it's super. I mean, it sounds lucrative as I want to get one. Are there many guys that have OnlyFans?
I actually have a lot of guys that message me or text me or something, and they're like, "Hey, like I know that you do OnlyFans. Do you have any advice for me?" As in, like they're wanting to start it or they need advice on it or something. And I'm like, I don't know too much about how the guys work, but I know that there's a lot of like either huge fangirls that want to see you. Or gay guys. So probably
more gay guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I would imagine that
they would have to be more comfortable showing a little booty hole. That's something that they got to figure out because I can't help you with that. I don't know, but I know a few guys that do it.
Yeah, I do too. And that's the thing is that like OnlyFans is. I know a lot of people that very like secretly, and they're guys. They have OnlyFans, but they don't show their face. It's just them maybe fucking another guy, fucking a girl, but they're cut off.
Yeah.
And obviously they don't make a lot of money because I think once you have a face, then it's like, oh, I want to be subscribed to that person. And I know guys that sell feet pics like that make like $5K a month just selling feet pics.
Ooh, I can't do that. I got ugly feet.
It's actually that's interesting. So like, though, like insecurities, is this helping you get past that? Like, is it helping with your insecurities, or like how is it? Because everyone's got those. So, like, how does having an OnlyFans meld with those?
I guess it's kind of helped me. Because you really have to learn to, like, accept yourself. This is my body. This is what I have. And then you take a picture of it. And you start slowly, like, loving yourself even more. Because you're taking pictures of yourself like you wouldn't normally take pictures of. Like you're getting more intimate with yourself. So then you start loving yourself a little bit more. And then, not that I need it, but then the guys are like, oh my God, you're so hot. Yeah. And you know, it's just kind of like rewarding to hear like, oh, thank you. Like, yeah. Because if any, I mean, your insecurities, like they're almost like invalidating them because it's like, oh no, like we're willing to pay and we'd like to see these things of yours that you don't necessarily like about yourself. Like we like this shit. Which I mean sounds cool. Yeah. Yeah. And like I have like really bad, since I got my boobs done like 2.5 years ago, I like developed like really bad scars underneath my boobs. And I'm like still really insecure about that, but I've never once heard from anybody, oh my God, that's so disgusting. So it's like, okay, they don't notice it, they don't care. Yeah. They just want to see me. They don't care about a fucking scar. Yeah. You know, so it's just like, you know what, you're right. I'm still hot.
Anybody that gives a shit about something as stupid as that just should not even exist as a person. Just because it's like what do you what do you have? You must have something. Everyone's got something that is they're like little imperfections, but that makes everyone
well, that's what I've learned about haters.
Interesting.
Is that they are the most insecure people ever. Yeah. So they'll put their insecurities out on you. And that's why they're haters.
Well, I've also realized that a lot of like haters just generally they will be like say something really mean, and then if you were to ever respond to them and say like, hey, like, you know, that kind of hurt my feelings, they'd be like, oh my God, I never expected you to say anything back to me. I'm like, and a lot of the time, I've done this, a lot of times I go like, oh, I'm a big fan of yours, or I like your stuff, and I was having a bad day, and I'm like, oh, okay. So you're catching someone at their lowest moment too, because it's just it's literally just something they typed in 10 seconds, and
Yep.
they threw it at you, and even after they sent it, they might be like, oh, there might be like that regret, like, oh, why did I send that? But it's hard to like, but they want to stick with it, and then so your caption, it just sucks because you're just like, they're transmitting their negative energy to you. But that negative energy could have been gone the second that it was transmitted, and now you have to feel it, and it sucks. But that's just the nature of the internet, I guess.
And I don't want to give them my energy. I always know like they're going through something, you know, so I don't take it to heart. With
OnlyFans, there's a stigma around it, obviously. There's like a very like a bigger one amongst people. It's like, you know, oh, like it's easy and it reveals too much and like, you know, all that stuff. I don't have to explain the stigma. You know what the stigma is.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that stigma?
I understand that it's just like selling sex, but sometimes I don't know how to word this correctly. Okay, so Netflix won't sign us if they find out we have an OnlyFans, because they think we're automatically selling sex.
Like a sex worker.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, you can put a movie on your stream. You put
on
out a movie
service.
on your service that does show like dick or boobies or vagina. It's actual sex. So, and you're just putting it out there for anyone to see for $10, right?
Yeah.
Why can't I do the same for myself?
That's a good point.
And I'm getting paid for it, and I can control who's like how much I want to reveal of myself. So some of it I understand, like it's full blown on sex, but I like the fact that OnlyFans is like, you have to be 18 or older to sign up with this app. Yeah. And you have to like show proof, like identity, like I am 18, you have to get verified. So it sucks that it's so like frowned upon.
It's just adults like selling to adults,
you know?
It's not much different than, and
it's so much more private than just putting it on Pornhub.
And that's the thing too, because all these guys are like, still, these are the same guys. The guys that have problems with OnlyFans. They're the same guys that like beat off to girls like porn stars. And like, what would happen if you met like, you know, Riley Reid in real life? Like, would you think that like she's lesser, or would you be excited to meet her because you really do have a connection with these people that is fairly deep, that you don't even realize. Yeah. It's a sexual connection. It's a very deep down one, and like that can be very like fulfilling, like that to have that. And so it's like, I never really understood. Have you ever run into an issue like if like trying to date anybody, or no, I don't know.
I have never had a boyfriend.
You've never had a boyfriend?
Never even gone past the talking stage.
Oh, really?
I just recently was talking to this guy for a couple of months, really thinking that it was gonna go somewhere. He was very like supportive about my OnlyFans, giving me advice even, and he's not even on it. And so I like that, you know, like, so I don't see it being an issue with some guys. If it's an issue with some guys, I feel like they're just very insecure. However, I'm bringing money to the table, okay? I'm not f***ing anybody else. Nobody else is touching me, okay? I'm getting money. I'm
being my own person. I have my own money, and I'm doing this. And a lot of people who have OnlyFans probably make more than the guy that they're dating or girl that they're dating. So it's like,
wouldn't you want me to make my own money somehow? Like, it's funny. My mom was like, "How are you making your money?" And I was like, "Here we go." Yeah. And I was like, let's just say, Mother, that I am selling pictures of myself. And she was like, oh, I mean, as long as you're not selling yourself for sex. And I was like,
Like, not really.
Not really, but
Not
like
really.
nobody else is touching me.
Yeah.
And that's what I like, is that I don't like physical contact with anybody else unless I genuinely like you. So I like that about OnlyFans. I could just promote myself.
Yeah.
And then you can see it. It's funny because like when I do start talking to guys, and that question does come around, what do you do for work? It's kind of embarrassing to say that I do OnlyFans, because it's that like that mindset that people have with it, like, oh, she's a whore, she does OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Well, you're looking at me now. I'm still a person. I'm not a whore. I'm not gonna sit and just jump on your dick immediately just because I do OnlyFans. I'm still a person. So they're like, oh, well, it'd be cool if like we made a video together, you put it on OnlyFans. I'm like, what? That's not what I do.
Yeah.
So then that just tells me the type of person you are. I'm not f***ing you for OnlyFans, and now I'm really not f***ing you.
Not f***ing you on camera or otherwise?
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, I actually want to wait till I have like proper feelings for you before I give myself to you.
Yeah.
I just don't go out and get one night stands all the time. I'm not like that.
Was that one of those? So that, like, has that happened to you? Like a guy has said, like, let's make a video together. Yeah.
Multiple times, and I'm like, that's not how this works.
I get you. Sorry, I'll just pull it over because I'm just getting tired of driving. That's cool.
Oh, I can drive.
You want to drive?
I wish it was stick shift.
You're not on my insurance.
Rats.
Sorry, this is not a stick shift. It's just regular automatic. I know. I wish it was too.
Wow, you fucked up.
Hardcore. Hardcore.
Hardcore.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm happy that you're doing well.
You want to see the things that I'm about to post?
Sure. Get a sneak peek.
I'll get your reaction here on camera. I'm about to post that.
Not bad. Yeah,
not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Oh, wow.
See? You know.
Okay.
Little things.
What? Are you allowed to do that to a donkey?
You know, it's called Art of Zoo.
Art of Zoo.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
So, you know, like little, it's not crazy.
Okay.
And you see how I'm talking about my scars there.
Scars.
But they don't really care about that. But yeah.
Mike Tyson? You got Mike Tyson in a thing? These are all jokes. I'm not. There's not actually. It doesn't actually show Mike Tyson. There's no donkey.
Yeah, and then this one I've made.
All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.